Welcome back, everyone, to the Disgruntled Losers podcast. I'm Hoy. That's Mike. Mike's not feeling too well today, but he's toughing it out here with us. And this episode, we will actually be kind of putting out at a later date, so we're kind of shooting ahead of time. I personally have some vacation coming up. But we do have some surprises coming for you. You might have some special guests or things like that. So we'll just see what comes up in these coming weeks.
And when you say vacation, is that from your actual job or from this job, which is your actual job? What do you mean by that? So like, do we have like amount of days we can miss? Do I have to start tracking? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna take a week off and then come back for like 4 days, and then I go off again for 2 weeks because I told everyone a few weeks ago I'm going to Japan and Korea for my brother's second reception, I guess we would call it. But yeah, make that a little vacation trip out of it. So yeah, come May we'll still have some stuff for you. We're not going to try to skip any episodes or anything like that, so stay tuned. But yeah, we'll see how we put some things together here for you. With that said, I was telling my buddy about that, and he was telling me like, why don't you just use like AI nowadays to like just fill in, and Mike, you could just be here talking to an AI version of me and riff-raffing with him a little bit, and man, that got us into like the most heated argument about like where the blurred line is between like using AI as a good tool, because I mean it is the future, right? Like AI is everywhere.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so where's that
Yeah.
blurred line like between like originality and like artistry versus like just using what you got. Do you have any like thoughts on that? Like where would, and I want to talk to you specifically in terms of like even like movies, right? You're a big movie guy, big show guy. um
Mhm.
we used to do what Mike Cena movie Mondays, whatnot, back in the college days and stuff. So I
Classic
mean,
movie night. Mike Cena
yeah,
classic
yeah.
movie night.
So what's your take on like AI and like people coming out nowadays and just coming out with AI art?
Well, so my thought on this has changed drastically even since I was starting this podcast. Obviously, watching you and how the editing process and how much it's helped you has been,
Hmm.
kind of changed my mind on it a little bit. But I would say the main thing is watching you and how you've produced your music since
Hmm.
you've kind of gotten good at doing AI and what that's done for you. And sure, when I listen to your songs, like, do I instantly think like what real person would I love to hear sing this song versus this AI person? Like, yeah, for me personally, that's the first thing. So like my favorite song of yours, Daddy Needs a Break. Like, I personally, like, yeah, if we could get Russell Dickerson to sing that song, like, that would be like the
Oh,
greatest thing this podcast has ever done. You know what I mean?
I would
Like, and
love
so,
him on that.
yeah, and so, so in my mind, I'm kind of making both things true, where it's really enabled you to like really showcase your side of things on the music,
Mhm.
where like, yeah, you're a good singer, but like, are you a Nashville or LA quality, recording artist? No, but maybe your talents lie otherwise.
Yeah,
And so, you know what I mean? And so that's allowed you to do things. And so just watching that has totally changed my mind on it, to be honest.
hey,
But like I said,
it's
my
progress.
mind goes to, yeah, but my mind goes to what real person can we get to record this stuff?
Yeah, and I get it. I mean, I've had this conversation with a few folks now, and the buddy I'm talking about in particular, like he's a tattoo artist, and so I think he got
Hmm.
into a couple riffs with like, people taking his work, throwing it into AI and saying it's like a new version of it, and then asking a cheaper artist to come like draw it for them, right? So I don't know, man. I mean, I get it. Like, there's got to be some like integrity behind AI, and even when you do AI, like say exactly what portion of it you are doing versus like letting some the automation just take place behind the scene. But yeah, I don't know, it's like such a useful tool, and it opens the door for so many people too, though. Is my thing is like ghostwriters could go a long ways now, and being able to showcase more stuff, and video editors can now do some of like the direct, I mean, like, I guess it's the other way around. Directors would be able to like kind of bypass some of that editing steps and like make some of their visualizations like come to reality and things like that. So I don't know. I think it's like so cool, but I do want to walk that fine line, and I'm trying to figure out where that is. And so I'm like trying to talk to as many people. So if people have thoughts, put it in the comments because I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. But Well, it
So,
looks
I
like
mean, I'll
uh
just reiterate what I said versus what you just said. As you know, like I guess for me, I have a line that's pretty simple. It's that you use that tool to like sell your stuff, and eventually, ideally, there would be a final product where if you couldn't do for the singing portion of it, or you couldn't do the I don't know what it is, the editing portion of it, or whatever art that you need other people to help you complete,
mhm.
which is kind of the beauty of that type of art is the teamwork of it,
Hmm.
and I guess for me, I don't know, maybe that's not true. But I used to think of it that way, as like, when you used to see a great movie, it would be, oh my gosh, you had the director and the actors and the
Mhm.
editing and the person that did the music, the score all came together, and then you get Lord of the Rings or whatever it may be, you know?
Yep.
And so, yeah, but yeah, it's tough, and so that's why this is it's such a big conversation is because like I'm not gonna come. I just thought I had a good line, and then it just got blurred immediately as I started talking. So
Yeah. Well,
I think that's
I
your
guess
point.
the thing that came up in our conversation with my friend is that I was trying to help him figure out like how there could be like a governing body in like even let's just narrow it down to his tattoo industry, right? Like how would we narrow down even in that specific industry the restrictions of AI? Because at some point, for whatever you're trying to say on the side of humanity, right? Like in terms of people, we don't want people to lose jobs. We love the originality of like humans coming together and creating this great product. So even if I were to create like a song on AI and then like we push it out to I don't know Russell Dickerson or whoever, um, we'll just keep throwing his name out there until it it
Hmm.
sticks somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But the whole thing it comes back to like at what point would that happen, right? Like, because there would have to be some sort of governing entity to say, hey, okay, so you've done the AI portion now, and now how do we translate that into a real human doing it, right? Same thing for tattoos. Like, they can use AI to modify or help or do whatever they need to, but then, like, to get the actual tattoo artist to do it and say that it's their original work, right? So there need to be some sort of governing body, but that's where, like, it gets a little tricky. Like, how much can you govern? Especially when AI is just out there willy-nilly with no restrictions right now.
The thing I have on this is I'm gonna try not to talk too much about the tattoo industry because I don't know it very well.
Mhm.
But like hearing you say that, it's I like I said, everything I'm gonna say is gonna be insulting. But like they probably always have people coming to them like, "Hey, I want a tattoo to look like this," and like I drew it on a napkin or something. Like, can you do this? Or like, I had a friend draw me this. Can you do that? And this is gonna insult a lot of people. I guess when I thought of tattoos, I did think of the artist as more of the person that could put the ink on the skin versus thought of what was going on the skin. You know what I mean? I guess I didn't know those two things always went hand in hand.
Yeah,
Which
I
maybe
would
we're
say
going down the wrong
for
path with this, but
yeah, I would say for most serious, like, people that get tattoos, like, they're looking for artists based on, like, the originality of the actual tattoo artist. Even when my wife got her tattoo, like, she was very specific. She's like, "I want this person from Korea. I like her style. I like this." And,
interesting.
that's how I'm deciding. I don't care how much it costs. That's the route I'm gonna go. And I think it's
Interesting.
obviously, people who just go out and get a drunk night tramp stamp or something, like they're probably cool with a butterfly, but and they don't care who's doing
I'm
it.
I'm more used to that, I guess, is maybe what I'm trying to say. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
I'm sure there's enough people in both those different ends of the spectrum, but yeah, I would say there's a good handful of people in the tattoo artist in the tattoo world that go towards the artist itself and their originality. But that's about the extent I know because I'm not the actual tattoo artist here. But with that said, kind of talking about what's real and what's fake, I want to get into a game with you. But first of all, let me go and explain, what it is and like what the rules here will be. First of all, do you know what a Mandela effect is?
oh, I'm gonna say no. It might ring a bell, but I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Um, do you know like? All right, let me start it with this. So, if I were to say, let's see, one of my favorite ones is the Queen song from the Mighty Ducks, "We Are the Champions," right? You remember watching Mighty Ducks and remember them singing that at the campfire, and they're singing, "We are the champions, no time for losers." Alright. Do you remember how that song ends?
In real life, like the
Yes,
Queen version or the Mighty Duck version?
both. I think it's the same thing.
Oh, yeah,
Is it
I
not?
guess no.
Oh, am I tripping?
I guess no. Tell me, educate me.
Okay, well, everyone I distinctly remember watching Mighty Ducks, and I distinctly remember listening to this song, like, outside of the movie too, and I always remember going, "We are the champions of the world." Does that sound familiar to you? Does that ring a
Yeah,
bell?
no, that's it. Yeah, that's
Th
100% it. Yep,
that
yep,
sounds about
yeah.
right, right?
That's how I remember it, yes.
Well, fun story. They never say "of the world" in any release of their song. We all made up those last 2 words in that song, and we're just all running with it. Is that not crazy? Like, just how society just someone just says something incorrectly and everyone runs with it.
Like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, there's that version, and then there's the well-known edition version, I guess.
Oh, I don't know that one. I don't know that one.
Oh, yes, you do.
Well,
Every
you're gonna have to
Rudolph,
explain.
yeah, I am not I'm too sick to sing Rudolph right
Okay.
now,
Well, anyways,
but
uh,
yes, go on.
so the whole Mandela effect, the concept of it, or like the term comes because people think Nelson Mandela died in jail, but he didn't die until like way later in his life. And I think he passed away in like 2013. But
Yeah, no,
people think
they did a big thing on it. I mean, they made the movie. Was he still alive when they made the movie? I don't remember, but
I don't know when the movie released, but I do. Yeah, I remember them coming out with a movie. I don't
yeah,
know if that
Damon,
happened
yeah.
before or after. Actually, we'll have Josh look into that one and correct anything in post. uh, but yeah, I wanted to play this game because I just watched Snow White the live action with my family or with my in-laws a couple weeks ago, and when the witch talks to the mirror, do you remember what the famous phrase is?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
And this blew my mind. That's exactly what I thought. I watched the movie and they have Gal Gadot saying magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all.
Oh. Well, that's just probably I don't know, are they just trying to be cute and just change it up a little bit or what? I
Nope.
don't know.
You go back to the original and that's exactly what they say too.
Wait, really?
That
Oh,
is,
that's
we
interesting.
all have that wrong, and that is the Mandela effect. So, what I want to do with you now that you have the concept of this game and
Okay, yeah, that
wrong
took me a
about all
long
this.
time. I'm glad you walked like, you really held my hand and walked me through that. I'm glad you did. Okay, I understand now. I'm with you.
All right. So,
I'm
we're going to
still looking
start
up
from
when
the
that
top.
Mandela movie came up, but either way,
Oh,
go
okay,
on.
okay. All right, so we're going to play a little game, see how many you can get here. I think I have about 15 or so um different Mandela effects that, people are just buzzing about, and I want to see how many you can get right. All right?
All right, let's do it.
All right, so if you're looking on the screen here, let's just go with this first one. Which image of Pikachu do you think is correct? There's the image with he's got like black tips on his ears, black tips on his tail, and there's the one where he's got the black tips on his ears but no black tips on his tail.
Oh my gosh, this is tough. So, I'm gonna go no black tip on the tail. So on the right there, yeah, no black tip on the tail, pure yellow tail.
I got this one wrong. I totally thought he had a black tail, but you are correct. He does not have
Ooh,
a black tail.
good. Like it.
All
So what
right.
is that just that image has gone around a lot with the black tip or something, or what is that?
I think we're just mistaken. Like people were just asking people, like, "Oh, like, how do you recall Pikachu?" And everyone recalls him having a black tail. I thought that was the case too. I was wrong, and
Yeah, I think
it
this
really
is
blew me
I
off
think
because I saw the picture of there's the smaller Pikachu. I forget what his name is. But in later
Yep.
editions, there's a smaller Pikachu, and that one has a fully black tail. And I remember seeing that too. So I was like, oh, he has to have a black tail. Like he turns into Pikachu. So like it only makes sense. But we're wrong. We're wrong. We're all wrong. Okay. So we'll give you that one. Next one is Mickey Mouse. We have Mickey Mouse. I'm even trying to spot. Oh, without trouser or suspenders.
Yeah,
Looks like.
I
And on the
I
right, he's got
uh,
suspenders.
yeah. I was gonna say I got ahead of you and I was looking at that one and I'm like, what is the difference between these two?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm gonna guess that Mickey's not wearing suspenders. I don't believe he is. I believe it's the one on the left should be the right one. Because he's just got his pants hiked up very high. So I'm gonna go left. No suspenders, pants hiked up high.
All right. 2 for 2. Two for
Let's
two, my guy.
go.
2 for 2.
Let's
You are on a
go.
roll. Um, that one. I also just went to Disney recently, so I could kind of just put hand in hand. I don't recall what the older, in the 60s or 70s or whatever, what it looks like back then. I'm assuming it's correct, but people had this one also just people also didn't think he had a tail. So that was the other thing. They thought he had suspenders and no tail because it makes sense. If you're wearing pants, like where's the tail coming through? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understood, but on to the next one. One of my personal favorites, because if I could pick a chocolate candy bar, it would actually be Kit Kat. And I still got this one wrong.
We agree with you in my household as well.
Oh, hell
Kit Kat's
yeah.
probably the best. Yeah.
It's just the wafer inside. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. Uh, but all right, so we got Kit Kat with the dash in between Kit and Kat, and no dash between Kit and Kat.
Oh, I am guessing. I like if I get this right, it's because the odds are 50-50. Um uh,
Just think of
I'll
that
go
last
dash.
rapper.
Yeah, I know it's funny. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna go dash. It looks a little the font looks about right. So yeah, as I explained it, it's Kit Kat basically with a dash between the kit and the cat or no dash.
Hmm.
And I'm going dash.
And you are officially 3 for 3. For
Yes.
some reason, I don't recall ever seeing that dash. Maybe it's just me. But I'm currently 1 for 3. And
I would like I
you are
said,
starting
guess.
hot. You are starting
Just
hot, and
totally we should go to roulette because that was that kind of guess.
all right. This next one, we're gonna go ahead and do. We'll do Curious George with a tail, without a tail.
Oh my gosh. This is a tough one. Because logically you think a monkey has a tail. But I do see like the one on the right looks right. So this is the first one where I your Mandela effect or whatever it is getting me because I I want to pick the one on the right, but monkeys have tails. So I'm gonna do it though because I'm gonna trust my gut. I've been good. So I'm gonna go no tail on the monkey. We're going on the right there.
No tail on the monkey is correct, and you are now 4 for 4. And you know what pisses me off about this Curious George one?
What?
I distinctly remember reading a book that had him hanging off a tree with his tail. How else would he be hanging on that tree?
So does he, I guess this is crazy. I got it right and I don't even know the answer. Does he doesn't have a tail the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Like the
He's
whole
never had a tail. He's never in his life had a tail.
What? No, that's wild.
That that one left me speechless. I don't know. I don't know. But I truly do believe that there was a multiverse shift at a certain point and worlds collided, and we're just seeing different people believe in different things because I distinctly remember him having a tail.
I would have guessed that he had a tail and used it during the show, but like this specific shot you were showing me, like I do remember for some reason no tail. Yeah, I do.
All right, well, I'm gonna give it to you. You are on a hot streak. Perfect score so far. Let's see if you can keep it going. We got Looney Tunes. Looney is spelled the same, but tunes, do you like TOONS like cartoons or TUNES like music?
Oh my gosh, and they both make sense. You just described it so perfectly. Again. I'm just guessing. I don't remember either one of these. Just going with my gut. OONS. Um, that's gonna be my guess. That looks more right for some reason. I'm nervous on this one.
This one is your first mistake. Apparently, it is Looney Tunes, as in
Darn
music.
it.
They're going for the music and not the cartoon aspect. I feel like if I was designing Looney Tunes, I would just be like, oh, yep, Looney and their cartoons, Looney Tunes. I feel like it's right there. It fits. Oh,
That is, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah,
but
this one goes
no.
against logic.
Yeah, this one just didn't make sense. But hey, if they want to tell me that's what they're going for, I guess so. We'll see. All right, next one. Famous board game, Monopoly. Do you recall? Have you played it recently? Do you have any recollections of playing?
I don't want to call myself a Monopoly expert because I'm sure there are people that would walk, that would run laps around me playing that game, but I am very well versed in the game of Monopoly.
Okay. Well, then let's see how you fare in this one. The Monopoly logo man. Is he wearing a monocle or is he not?
Oh, goodness gracious. This is kind of a guess. I'm not at 60-40. I'm going to say he is not wearing the eyepiece. No. My man's got good vision.
All right. Then I will give you another correct answer there. And you know what the worst one about this is though? Do you remember Ace Ventura?
Oh, he looks just like him, and yeah, I get what
Ace
you're saying. They
Ventura,
call him
the
the
second
Monopoly
one,
Man.
he calls out that guy and he says calls out the guy with the monocle and says, "Oh, if I had one, I would be the Monopoly Man," or whatever that line is. I'm like, he says it in that movie, and you're telling
Good
us we're wrong?
point.
You're telling us we're wrong?
Good point. Yeah, no, that movie's wrong. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I refuse to believe
no,
Jim
absolutely.
Carrey is wrong. I think something
Done wrong about
happened.
a lot of things
This is a
in his
Mandela
life.
effect. This one, I don't know. I'm on the side of Monocle Man. I refuse to believe he never had one. I think they're lying to us.
What are you trying to sell me on this next one?
This next, I knew this one would catch your eye.
What
I
are
knew
you
this
trying to
would
sell
catch you.
me?
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So people have a recollection of a movie between Sinbad and Shaquille O'Neal being a genie in a movie. Okay. I thought I knew the answer to this, but let's see if you do. Um, do you recall a movie called Shazam with Sinbad as a genie or Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal as a genie?
The answer's Shaquille O'Neal
Why the hesitation? Why the hesitation there?
because I feel like why this one's too it's too obvious, so I must be wrong, right?
Are you gonna stick with your answer?
Yes. Shaquille O'Neal made a movie as a genie. He did that. That's a thing that happened in real life.
All right. I'm not gonna play with you too much. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I did this one never got me at all. This one, I have this VCR in my house. I know for sure it's
Serious.
Shaquille O'Neal, Kazam. I remember this movie just like the back of my hand. I don't know where this one actually came from, but there's a vast majority of people who don't think Kazam ever existed, and they recall watching Sinbad playing a genie and doing ridiculous things. Like I don't know where this came from. I don't know what to tell you. That's all I got. This one, I
This is
I was
hilarious.
just speechless.
This is so
Even when I saw this clip or this little like image, I was like, is this real? Like, did someone Photoshop this, or is this like a real VCR that someone has? Because someone has a picture and it's dated in like an old Kodak type camera,
oh
and
my God.
they're holding a VCR that says Sinbad. So I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I don't know what's real. But like, this one was crazy. Also,
Agreed. Crazy.
shout out to Shaq. This was a great movie. One of the best athlete
A-
movies ever made.
and I love it when they make them in the prime of their careers. I mean, it was a little bit towards the end, but
Yep,
like he was still playing.
yep, yep. All right, this one's for the '90s babies because there's no way you've ever lived in the '90s, and don't know the answer to this one. But the peanut butter brand, Jiffy or Jif? What does your gut tell you?
Jif, the bottom one, JIF. Yeah, what get that FY out of here.
Dang, you're on fire, man. This is crazy. I don't think you're from
Well,
this. I don't think you're from this universe.
no, I know this stuff, man. I'm talking about peanut butter and Shaquille O'Neal movies. I mean, you're on my wheelhouse, man. Kidding me?
Didn't we all say Jiffy back in the '90s? Like, wasn't that a thing?
I mean, you might have been. I was more focused on my sandwich. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, this man's out here just eating. All right, we're gonna do the
Oh,
last
good
image
underwear.
before we go to the next one. Yes, Fruit of the Loom. My dad used to sell this product, so I don't even know. But the difference between the two brand images for Fruit of the Loom is one has the cornucopia in the background and one does not.
Is that what that is? It's not a nice wicker basket? I had that as a nice
What?
wicker basket.
So what is a cornucopia really, right? Is that not the same
Oh,
thing? Do they not go hand in hand?
to be honest, I didn't know what you said, so I just said what I said.
I only said what I said because I saw other people say it. I don't even know what it really is. But there's a basket looking thing in the back,
There we
or there
go.
isn't. So,
Oh god.
which one do you like here?
Give give me the basket.
Like the basket.
Guess though. This is a
Hey,
guess.
hey, the
I don't
whole
have this
world's
one.
with you. We all love the basket. But Fruit of the Loom without the cornucopia in the back is the correct answer. So there's your second mistake.
It was a guess, I admit it. There was
Yeah.
no
It's
I
all
was
good. It's
not
all good. You're
confident.
still on fire. You're still on fire. We're gonna go to two last one. We're gonna do one image, and then we're gonna
Mhm.
do one quote just to see your ball game knowledge here. Okay.
Okay.
But let's go with in Scooby Doo. Does Shaggy have an Adam's apple?
Oh, I might have seen this at one point. Um, yes. I'm gonna say yes. Yes. Kind
And
of a guess.
there
60 40.
and there is your third strike.
Oh no, I didn't make it.
Apparently, he does not have a Adam's apple.
It looks so real.
I know, and I can like that's what I remember. The image with the Adam's apple is what I remember. And I can't tell if it's just because he eats all the time. Like, is he just constantly eating? So it's like maybe like a swallowing thing. Like they show that, and that's what we're seeing. I don't know. But
He's
I'm like,
absolutely always eating. Oh, I get what you're saying. So we actually watch the food go down that smooth neck.
yeah.
That might be it. That's cheating though.
Yeah,
I
so
think I got that right then. I
I
want a
don't
point. I
know.
want on a half point.
All right, I'll give you a little asterisk on that one. We'll move on to the last one. So, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. What is like the all-time quote that, you remember from Star Wars from that movie?
So it's Luke. I am your father.
And apparently that is never said in the movie. He never
So
says it like that. He
neither of us are big Star Wars people, but I mean, I could see the scene. So what happens? I can kind of see it.
he does say something similar, but I think it goes more along the lines of no, I am your father.
Like, there's no Luke.
There's
There's
no
no like
Luke. There's
big.
no Luke.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a big one too.
Yeah.
That should have been the one I lost on because that's the best one.
That's a
Yeah,
fun trivia one. If
yeah.
any bar trivia asked me that question, I would have said Luke, I am your father 100 times out of 100 before today. Crazy. Oh, but
That,
overall, you did way better than I thought you would.
thank
Hey,
you.
you're a more cultured man than I thought you were.
Good.
If that's a compliment or not, I
The
don't know.
people need to know. I get out of this basement,
Oh man.
or maybe I don't. Maybe that's why I know these things. I don't know. One of the two. Uh oh.
Oh, but yeah, you did well. You did well. But yeah, Mandela effects. there's so many more out there too, and the more and more I look at them, I'm like, was I not like present or like what's going on? Something here's my honest opinion of Mandela effects. I think there is a prank going around the entire globe where like there's like an international organization, maybe it's the Illuminati or someone that they're just trying to pull fast ones on people left and right just to see how people react. But they just remove stuff from existence and replace it and see if anyone notices. I think that's honestly what's happening because there's no way we're wrong about this many things as a society. You know what I'm saying?
That's a funny concept to think about. I'm sure it's like it's not possible, but at the same time, like maybe it's possible. I don't know. That's crazy. It's
I'm at
crazy
a,
to
I'm
think
at a
about.
point in my life I don't know what's not possible anymore.
That's good. That's a really good way to put it. What's not possible.
Well, that was a fun little game. You did very well. Proud of you, bro. But
Thank you.
I think
Appreciate it.
we want to
Oh, is it my turn?
jump into a little bit of sports talk here, right?
Well, so I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, and obviously I've been very into the Pistons this season, and I kind of wanted to get into the recent history of the Pistons, mostly because it has been a while since we've been good, but at the same time we have been good. There is a rich history of Detroit Pistons basketball. So I kind of wanted to just remind the fans as the playoffs are about to come. You know, no matter when we release this, it'll be right before the playoffs probably. So just a good reminder of where we've been, how we got here, how long it took to get here, and gosh darn it, we're here.
That's all that
So
matters, too.
ready? Yeah, right. Yeah, we're here. So you ready for this?
Let's do it.
And even better, I'm gonna sneak in my Amy Poehler Flowers of the week during this too. So this is gonna work out great. Because as I was going through this, I'm like, man, this person gets a bad rep, and they need to be celebrated. So I'm gonna quickly go all the way back to what I'm gonna call the Chuck Daly era. That is 1983 through 1992. Now he made the playoffs every year through that span. Um, Famously, we lost in the finals in 87, 88. We famously won the finals in 88, 89, and 89, 90. So that's the first, or that's the only back to back. That's the first of the two titles in Detroit Pistons history, is during the Chuck Daly era. Now, we go from 92 from the Chuck Daly era to where we missed the playoffs from 92 through 01. So that's the first, we'll call it lull since the modern Pistons basketball, we'll call it. So 10 years. It took 10 years from the Chuck Daly era before we arrive at the next era, which you would call the 2.0 of the Bad Boys, essentially. So that starts basically when we get Rick Carlisle. So you get Rick Carlisle as our head coach from 01 to 03. Now we get one Eastern Conference semifinals loss and one Eastern Conference finals loss during the Rick Carlisle era from 01 to 03. Now, people probably have a probably better memory of Larry Brown as our coach, maybe throughout any of these guys I'm going to name through
Yep.
the early 2000s. But Larry Brown was actually only our coach for 2 years, if anybody remembers correctly. So Larry Brown only coaches from 03 to 05. And in the 2 years we have Larry Brown, we lose in the finals in 03, 04, which we won't get into, but that one could have been a win. And then we won the finals in 04, 05. So
Hell
that's
yeah.
our last. There we go. Thank you. That's our last NBA championship is 04, 05. So those are the two Larry Brown years. We won't get into why he left or why he was only here 2 years. He was at the later part of his career at that point. Either way, we move on to Flip Saunders
Oh,
after we win the finals in 04, 05. Now, Flip is there from 05 to 08, and he keeps us rolling. So this is basically the Bad Boys 2.0 spans three coaches, where the Bad Boys 1.0 just had the one coach. So Flip takes us to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 years in a row. So he's there from 05 to 08. And we go, like I said, we lose in the Eastern Conference Finals for 3 years in a row. So that Bad Boys 2.0 era essentially goes from 01 to 08, six conference finals in a row. And from there, from 2008 to 2012, 26 as we sit today, we have not made it out of the first round of the playoffs. So this lull is much longer than the previous lulls, is how I'll put it. That is an 18-year span of not making it out of the first round for a franchise that has 3 championships. And it's not like we're the Miami Marlins, not to just take a shot at the Miami Marlins, but Miami's got 2 championships, and they basically, up until recently, had only made the playoffs twice. So the Marlins would make the playoffs and win the championship, and then they wouldn't make the playoffs for however long it was, and then they would make it again and win the championship. That doesn't get fans invested in your franchise like these Pistons runs did. The Chuck Daly era lasted essentially 10 years. The Bad Boys 2.0, which was Carlisle, Larry Brown, and Flip Saunders, that lasted 8 years. That's 6 conference finals in a row. This is a rich history, and I'm hoping by saying this that we kind of follow in the path of, and I've said it before, that this is kind of a Bad Boys 3.0. And we follow in the path of, this is the start of something real, because all these other past teams have been real. We've won NBA championships. We have Hall of Famers. We have names that people know. Starting with Isaiah Thomas is one of the best point guards of all time. His name probably gets bumped down the all-time list probably a little too far. Anybody that watched him play, it doesn't get much better than Isaiah Thomas, especially at his size. And then you go from that to the Bad Boys 2.0 with, we don't want to get into Chauncey Billups recently. I don't know when we release this what his where his court case will be, but we'll just get past that. Billups was a heck of a player.
Very
Richard
underrated.
Hamilton, a heck of a player. Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, that's a heck of a team. Hoping, praying, expecting a little bit that some of these names that we have on our team now, and Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren and Asur Thompson, and then you throw in guys like, gosh darn it, I'm hoping Duncan Robinson cements himself in Detroit Pistons history. You know what I mean? Like, you watch a Pistons game, Duncan Robinson pops off the screen. Like, I hate to say it, but he does. Like, he's an important part of this team, and I hope he's kind of around for another year or two, as long as he can still run around those screens and still get those shots up. Like, I want to keep him around. So I'm really hoping that this is the start of like a 4 or 5 year run to, and we get one. Maybe it's not this year, and maybe it takes one more piece, but I don't think it's going to be a big piece. I think this is pretty much the core of what's going to take us through the next 5 years. And I'm thinking and I'm praying and I'm hoping that it's going to be fruitful. I really am.
We're young and the future's bright. Man, I do like it though, because the way this current team is assembled, I mean, it doesn't remind me of like piece by piece as the 0405 team, but I like how each of the team or the players, they know their role. They're also very like underappreciated, I feel like, by media. Other than, I mean, Cade obviously is getting a lot of press, and he has been, but like nothing to the point of like a Wemby, a Shea, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like and I think he's cool with it too. I actually think it helps to the team's benefit, where we're just like kind of silently chilling at that one spot. Like we're like a dark horse as a 1 seed. It's kind of crazy.
He missed 2 weeks and everybody immediately took him off the MVP boat. He was never going to win MVP. He should be first team All NBA. I don't think he's going to be first team All NBA. Well, first of all, there's the 65 game rule, and I don't know when we're going to release this, but I don't know if he's going to get to 65 games. So that's a whole nother thing. I don't want to get too far into that, but he will probably end up being second team All NBA, which is a heck of an accomplishment to begin with. And okay, before we leave the Pistons, though, I don't want to blow past my Amy Poehler's Flowers of the Week. So let's hit that. Someone hit the music for me, Josh.
I'm excited for this one.
Amy Poehler's Flowers of the Week.
Okay, now, Joe Dumars, the name Joe Dumars. I'm going to start with this, Hoy. What do you think of? I say the name Joe Dumars, first thing that comes to your mind, go.
I remember him just getting a lot of bad rap. I'm not going to go into all the fine details of it, but that's my recollection of it, and he left a very salty taste. I will say.
So, as a general manager, as an executive,
Yes.
is what you're saying? Yes,
Hmm.
yes. So, I mean, so first off, that is true. He did leave Detroit in not the best financial place. He made bad draft picks towards the end, but we're here to give flowers. He gets way too bad of rep for being, first of all, the player he was for the Pistons. Like, we need to be far enough away from those maybe 5 years of being a bad executive to appreciate the 10 years about that he spent as the shooting guard next to Isaiah Thomas
Hmm.
and won, like I just said, 2 championships and is part of, it's not a dynasty, but whatever the next level is below dynasty is what that bad boys team was. 3 finals in a row. Like I said, the Chuck Daly era was almost 10 years long. So like it's not a dynasty. It's not what the Warriors just got done doing, but it's whatever that next level down is. And he was, not to just keep bringing the Warriors up, he wasn't Klay Thompson. Like again, it's not like a perfect 1-to-1 where like Klay obviously is one of the all-time greatest shooters, but he was Klay in the fact that he fit next to a superstar like Steph Curry, like Isaiah Thomas. He was just a perfect fit next to an all-time great. And he could hold his own. If you would have taken him off the Pistons, he would have had a very fruitful NBA career on his own, as would have Klay Thompson. If you took him off the Warriors, he would have had a very good NBA career. And
Hmm.
the Warriors probably don't win as much as they do, obviously, if you take Klay off that
Oh
team.
yeah.
And the Pistons, exactly. And the Pistons don't win like they do if you take Joe Dumars off that team. And so we need to, first of all, appreciate that. Just appreciate his 2 championships as the player he was. And then from there, he stops playing basketball for the Pistons in 99. He becomes the general manager within the next 2 years
Oh, okay.
from his playing years. And he helps assemble the championship team in '03. So we go from the Bad Boys 2.0, or I'm sorry, we go from the Bad Boys 1.0 to 2.0 pretty quickly. I know we missed the playoffs for 10 years, but we really we get there pretty quickly as far as Joe stops playing in 99
Hmm.
and really Joe's probably last 4 years of his playing career weren't high elite level as well, so people probably hold that against him. But whose was, like, especially back then we didn't have all the knowledge and the technology to with the bodies now to, so like, yeah, did Joe fall apart at like 34? Like, and guys nowadays at 34 are still rolling, yeah, but like it wasn't happening like that back then. And so, and like I said, so the 2 championships, and he is very much a part of the '03 or the '04-05 championship when we win as an executive. And yeah, does it go downhill after that? Sure. But like, he doesn't get enough credit for all that he has done in Detroit. And I know he's made a couple bad trades, and he's got the Derek Queen thing that he put the rest of his career on. He kind of went all in with the rest of his career. And he's probably, and just talking through this and seeing all this success, you could see where a guy would bet on himself more often than not with all the success that he had. And he's had a couple swings and misses, sure, but he's had a lot of home runs too. And I don't think we celebrate the home runs enough. And all 3 of those championships that hang in Little Caesars Arena, that was the other 2 arenas that we won them at, he's got a hand in. And so let's give it up for Joe Dumars right now. The guy takes too much of a bad rep.
Hey,
Give it up for
when you put it like that, I mean, because like that 04-05 roster is probably in my top 2 favorite lineups. I think like
right,
I think between that
right.
or the Steve Nash Suns, like they're like those are my top 2 favorite assembled lineups. um,
7 seconds or less.
yeah,
No,
but
Mark Stoudemire. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah, with Quentin Johnson, Joe
yeah,
Johnson, Sean
yeah,
Sean
yeah.
Marion,
No,
yeah,
yeah. It's the 7 seconds or less. Yeah, it's the
that's,
coach D'Antoni. They're trying to get
yep.
somebody's trying to get D'Antoni a job again. This next three guy's like 73.
Uh,
I don't know how to pronounce his name. I might have pronounced it wrong, but yeah, Mark D'Antoni. I think it's right.
yep, yep, yep. Yeah, but oh yeah. So I mean, if he's got a hand in that lineup, and I mean, you put out some good points, man. That's a good flowers
Thank
this week.
you.
That's a great flowers.
Yeah, I thought so. It worked really well. And it happened very naturally. I was doing the research for the Pistons history, and I'm like, my goodness, this guy's name is just like plastered over the whole gosh darn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Needs some love.
Woo! There you go, Joe.
There we
That
go.
one's for you.
Oh my gosh, did we move my rant? I got to give my voice a break. We
All
got to
right,
do not okay.
all right.
We
Let's
got
do
to
it
do
then.
not okay next. Looking at the docket.
That's not okay.
So I have been talking to my cousin Tannen quite a bit about movies and stuff, and I've come to the conclusion that streaming services in general just has killed like this movie dream factor for me. Like I'm not as nearly as excited, and I don't think most people are necessarily excited to watch stuff. They kind of just scroll through Netflix and whatnot, and if it shows up on the top 10 or in your For You page, you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'll click it when I have time, right? Like you're not in a hurry to watch something. But I remember even in college, man, we were lining up at movie theaters and there was that like joy of just like, oh, let's camp out. Let's like, especially for all those banger movies, right? Like, I think one of the ones, we might get some shit for this, but I think one of the ones we went to was Hunger Games.
That's funny. It was 100%.
Yeah,
100% it
it
was.
was
Yeah,
Hunger
100%.
Games. We waited in line. I think around that time, Call Me Maybe came out, and we had the whole line singing "Call Me Maybe." Um, And I don't know, there was just like this dream factor, and there was like even the movies just felt more exciting. Like you get your popcorn, you get your drinks, you sit down, and I'm like talking to Tan, and like him and his wife still regularly go to the movie theaters. I'm like, oh, all right, I can see it. I can see why you're still going. Maybe like when Joe's old enough to go watch some stuff, like I need to start taking him. But I don't think it's okay that we're all so accustomed for the instant gratification of like streaming services. I'm like on the borderline edge of like canceling some. One, because I don't think they have as much as I feel like I'm paying for. But like I could just use that same money to go watch a movie every month and like try to get like you know if some of these newer movies are coming out, you go watch that before it even hits streaming service, and you're ahead of the game. You get the joy in, and I don't know. I feel like it creates like a different element for our kids.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, COVID killed the movie theater. That was the thing. Like again, when my wife and I, when we were in college, we would go to a ton of movies as well. Um, I I do think that there's a slight boomerang, and it's coming back just a little bit. I don't want to say it's coming back a lot, just a little bit. I do find myself. It's more directors than it is actors nowadays for me, especially with the movies.
Mm,
So the Odyssey's coming out this summer. So like that's the first thing I think of. Like
mm,
I will 100%. Christopher Nolan's one where basically any movie he puts out, a lot of people are like this,
yep.
he's a movie theater director. You're going to go see his movie in the movie theater. He's earned your trust at that point. Like if Tarantino were to make another movie, he would be one too, where if he released a movie, you would go see that in theaters. We did the Toy Story thing the other week. That will do big, 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 big money in the theater, obviously. Do you go? When was the last movie you saw in theaters? Do you go?
Man, I want to say the last one was probably Wild Robot, like 2 years.
Oh, it's a couple years ago. So
Yeah,
yeah, you're part of the problem.
I am, and that's why I'm bringing it up. I'm acknowledging it. This not okay segment is not just for me being right all the time, but admitting fault as well. I am definitely a part of the problem. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm also, but like I also got into like what can they do to bring us back? Because especially kids nowadays, like they don't necessarily like a vast majority of people don't know all these directors, right? Like especially the younger generation. Like all
Sure.
those big names that you're listing, they're all from our generation, or maybe even before that. And
There are a couple younger ones. I should have had a list ready. There's a few younger ones,
yeah,
but yes, but you have to build a reputation is the problem. How do you build a reputation? You make your first movie and you probably put it on the streaming service, and there's probably a lot of AI involved.
mm.
Back to our first conversation.
Now, what are some ideas you might have for like movie theaters though? Because like, all right, so they've already done the thing where they have the food and you can like have the lounge chairs now, so you're not sitting in like stiff chairs. Um, But I don't know. I don't necessarily. It was fun for a while for to go and recline, but I find myself sleeping in it more than not.
Oh,
So
totally,
yeah,
totally.
they're so comfy. They're so comfy, and you're also telling me you're gonna bring me fries and a beer. Okay, that sounds like food coma nap
Right.
time. Um, but I'm like, what else can they do? I know they tried doing like the unlimited movies thing for a subscription or whatever. Like, but
Oh, you can't have. I mean, we're a kids parent podcast here. No no parents doing unlimited movies.
yeah,
Yeah, you're fine.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm about to have a kid coming up soon, so like, what really
Oh,
draws
no
us
shit.
out? um,
Well, it is a good date night still, like, it always will be, like, just get out of the house, you know what I mean? And it sucks
mm-mm-mm.
that we're in America and we just wanna go sit when we get out of the house, but it's just the truth, it's at night sometimes, and it is what it is, and some of this stuff's entertaining, and we do wanna go see it, and so, yeah, like, my wife and I have grandmas available to us to babysit, and so we have started to get back into if there is a movie out there we wanna see, we'll try a little bit, we'll try.
Okay.
So we've seen a handful. I told you we went on Valentine's Day, like so. I've seen one in theater since we started this podcast, and it's probably like every 3 to 6 months. I'm probably seeing like two or three a year, and so it's getting like But the previous years it was probably like zero or one for the first
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
years before that. So it's getting there. Like I said, the Odyssey is on my radar. I'm sure there's a couple other ones I could think of. But that is something too. So when you see a movie's coming out, like you try to look at the poster and you look at like, is this going to be out on streaming or is this going to go to theaters? Like, do you see one of the little logos in the corner, or is it like one of those where it's got the producer's logo or whatever on it, and it's clearly going to be in theaters, or are they still deciding? Like, is it still up in the air?
Oh, I haven't even
The
looked for
one
those.
thing.
Okay.
Oh, see, I always do that. So if I see a movie poster,
Uh-huh.
like the first thing I think of is it streaming or theaters? Like, and I'm trying to find it
So
in the
what are you
poster.
looking
But
for
I look,
exactly? Because yeah, I don't recall
oh,
ever
like the
seeing.
Netflix logo, like Netflix at the bottom. Number one is
Oh,
obviously the
okay,
dead
okay.
giveaway. Like it just says Netflix at the bottom, or whatever the other ones. If it says Prime, sadly, sorry Amazon, but like that's a big turn off. Like you don't want your it's just the truth. Netflix is really the only one. Like HBO is great because that's taken the 6 month tape delay out of the equation. So like
Okay.
that's HBO is really good at, and that's really what they've kind of staked their thing on, is like they get the big movies after a month.
Mm.
So I'm assuming HBO, the Odyssey comes out in the summer. I'm assuming like a month after it's released in theaters, you'll be able to get on HBO, or Disney's the other one of those two, either HBO or Disney will 100% have that.
Okay.
So and that's the positive of it. So like the run's shorter in theaters, and so that probably hurts the movie theaters, and less movies are going to theaters. The comedies don't really the movie theater, the comedies are really struggling
Yeah, the
in movie
comedies,
theaters.
and I also feel like
I don't have a
there's not enough
solution.
like really good rom-coms going to theaters. They're all like going straight to streaming too.
'Cause because they truthfully, they've turned into miniseries too. Like, all like a lot
Mm.
of these, like, John Hamm's doing that one, like, that probably would have been a movie, The Neighbors show, but,
Mhm.
that's a miniseries now, and, like, they all like Nicole Kidman, instead of doing movies, like, she's doing a ton of these miniseries now where, like, she'll just do one season of something and, like,
Mhm.
probably a little better. Like, so yeah, stuff like that, but horror movies are doing okay in theaters, like, that's kind of made a comeback, so you can they're doing okay. Like Jordan Peele's next one will do well. There's a couple other people that will do well. And then the big blockbusters obviously still do well.
Yeah, those are probably the ones that are calling me this year's. Yeah, Odyssey was on my list. Toy Story's obviously going to be on my list, and
Mhm.
I know you've been a cranky panky about this for a long time, and they haven't done a good job of keeping people invested. But I am excited for the new Spider-Man movie as well.
What? Who's Spider-Man?
Tom
Is
Holland.
that a dumb question?
Tom Holland.
Is he? I say, is that a dumb question? I'm being serious. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like
Well, I
we've done
mean,
so many.
been in
I'm 34 years old. There's been like three or four or five Spider-Mans.
Okay, well, he would be the third because there's the Tobey Maguire, the one we grew up with. There's the Andrew Garfield one, and then Tom Holland was the one after. So Tom Holland has been on a streak. Um, this would be his third film, outside of being involved in the Avengers.
So this is his third standalone.
Mhm. I believe so.
So they've all
Yep.
they've all had three essentially.
Yep. But I think
to
he's
people around
actually
saying.
signed on for more after this, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong. Let me bite my tongue on that one a little bit. But I'm excited for it.
Oh,
It
no.
looks good. Looks good.
It's a good, yeah, whatever. Spider-Man's just like Batman. Those two are the best storylines in my personal
Hmm,
opinion. Which I'm over that whole thing, but those are the two best storylines.
Grandpa. But yep. Uh, I had you talking there a little bit more than I had anticipated. But are you good for the NIL, or you want me to keep going?
No, I'm good. All right, because I do. So I got stuff on this. So
All right,
the
let's hear it.
college basketball, college basketball's happening now. It'll probably just have wrapped up when we finish this, and the general consensus is the play in the tournament has been very high level, but across the board, people have been very impressed with the quote unquote product of the tournament. We as NBA draft scouts fans, are able to watch a lot of the people that will be going in the lottery play in this tournament. I specifically remember, I will never forget this. You have your sports takes that you're just dead wrong on, that you can't forget, even though, like I said it and nobody would ever know about this if I didn't admit it right now. I think it was Cade Cunningham was going to go number one. So I think when Cade was going to go number one, I told my brother in law that this will be the last number one pick to come out of college basketball. So Cade was about 5 years ago, I think.
Hmm.
Um,
Sounds about right.
and I said that because LaMelo Ball was just like was happening. Was like it didn't make sense for LaMelo to go to college because there was a lot of money that he could make going other routes. The overtime elite was starting. The G League Ignite was starting. All these avenues where 18-year-olds could get paid prior to going to the NBA. And obviously, the initial reaction to anybody when they talk about paying these young kids, everybody gets all butthurt about it and doesn't want to do it. Even though, sorry people, the money has to go somewhere. Everybody is watching this tournament right now that's been on TV or that just wrapped up. There is billions of dollars being made. Somebody's got to make it. Why not let the kids have a chunk of it? But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about NIL. NIL saved college basketball is the statement. It has 100% saved it. And I guess I don't want to say it saved it because college basketball would have survived without NIL. People would have kept going to Michigan State basketball games because they've been going to Michigan State basketball games for forever. They went there, they were students. There's an emotional aspect to it. But like I was saying to my brother-in-law that day, we were not going to get NBA prospects coming out of college basketball anymore. That was the route we were going down. Because it made more sense to go to Europe, or we were creating these other opportunities where you could go. Since then, fast forward, like I said, about 5 years, essentially we can pay players now. It's a little gray, but essentially we can pay them. And look what's happened. Great play in the NCAA tournament. You know what else is going to happen? Kids are going to stay in college longer. You know why? Because they're going to get paid and they don't have to go to the NBA immediately. Because the problem was, part of the reason they didn't want to stay in college wasn't because they didn't want to go to class, but if you tore your ACL or tore your Achilles when you were in college, there goes your NBA contract. So if somebody promised you even a second rounder and you were a kid that came from nothing, which was very common, it's there's a lot of pros kids that are doing it now. So it's a little less now. It's essentially the path to becoming a pro is you came from nothing or you're a pros kid. Before it was a lot of you came from nothing. So it made sense for them to get paid. So now the kids can get paid and stay in school. So for all you people that want these kids to get an education, which I'm not against getting an education, but like just the way it's tied to the sport, it's a little gray, it's a little mushy. It's happening now because they're getting paid. They're gonna stay in. Carson Beck, go to football. The dude's about to get drafted in the NFL draft. He stayed in college because he got paid. The dude got made $10 million last year for Miami. That's more than what he would have made if he was a third round pick in the NFL draft or whatever it may be. So because of that, dude got his degree. Dude led the University of Miami to the college football playoff. Everybody loved it. It was high level football. People, I know that the NIL has brought some, people are going to laugh if we say unforeseen consequences, because people would say, well, you could have seen these consequences coming from a mile away. So that part may be true, but I know we got off the flowers of the week and there's no flowers here, but like, I don't think we are looking at the positives of this enough. And I think one of them, besides the kids getting paid, is the quality of play you just saw in the NCAA tournament. Using Illinois as the example, Illinois has a lot of players from Europe on their team. A lot, they're 19, 20 years old. Like, it's not like they're recruiting 25-year-olds. They're college age kids, but they would never have come over here if they weren't getting paid. They would have stayed professionally in the countries they were at, and they would have played professionally there for 2 years, and they would have came over and been drafted. You know, the joke was, you know, you're watching the college, you go, oh, if we don't like any of these kids, I'm sure there's a couple Europeans that we can draft or something like that that'll be there towards the top of the draft. That's not happening now because they're all coming over to college basketball because they're all getting paid. So that was kind of the rant I had, was that you know, there's a lot of positives that the NIL has brought to college sports. Let's probably find a way to work with it more than try to eliminate it, is the obvious take.
So are you putting eggs in your basket then for what AJ Debanza said on an interview? Like,
Educate me. I don't know.
oh,
What do you say?
so he because it was weird because he said something, but he was laughing kind of through it. So like we didn't know if it was real or not. But what you're saying makes it kind of feel real. But he outright said that like I personally want to stay in school. Apparently his mom also wanted him to stay in school, so he mentioned that. Uh, but he was like kind of chuckling through it, and he was like, I don't know though. I might go in the draft. I might stay. I don't know, but I kind of want to stay. I don't know. So I was like, what? You're about to be potentially number one pick. If not, you're probably a shoe in for it. Like, and you're like not gonna go. But okay, now what you're saying makes it sound a little bit more real. But what's your take on that?
No, that's a hard no. So the quick story I'll tell is Jaren Jackson Jr. told this, I think, to Taylor Brooks. I'm going to get her name wrong. Whatever, the very popular NBA host. That Jaren Jackson Jr. wanted to stay after his freshman year at Michigan State. He wanted to come back. He told Tom Izzo he was coming back, and Tom, you know, I don't know if Tom told him that he should go in that moment. But after that meeting, Jaren, when he told Tom that he wanted to stay, he got a call from Draymond Green. And Draymond was like, without, you know, swearing as much as Draymond swears, was like, how bleeping high do you want to go in the draft? Like, don't be stupid. Like, at that time, Jaren was 100% going to go top 3, and he did go 3. So you have to go. When you are top 5, top 10, like promised, like Jaren Jackson was at that moment, like AJ Debanza is in this moment, you have to go. There's no,
Okay.
at that point, you've done it. Like, and that's probably why he's chuckling, where he probably could make similar money. Like, if he's a free agent in college basketball, so that's the problem with college basketball, is you're a free agent every year. So not to get, I guess, to talk about the home stuff, I was talking about this with my brother-in-laws the other day. So Fears for Michigan State should shop his services. Like, you guys, people don't want to hear this, but like he has to find his value, and then he has to come back to Michigan State, and like, this is what, you know, North Carolina is going to pay me next year. And then Michigan State essentially has to match it. Like, that is what happens with every single one of your players in the offseason. Every single one. Like, every starter and every person that didn't play. And so that's why the coaches struggle.
Yeah.
Is that point right there. But you need to build a culture, and that stuff's not going to figure itself out, but like, it will tremendously help. You'll get the AJ Debanzas wanting to stay at BYU because he had a great year. You know what I mean? Or Jaren Jackson Jr. wanting to stay at MSU even though the money's on the table because he enjoyed playing for Izzo, he enjoyed East Lansing, he enjoyed college. You know, that's not hard to believe, that somebody enjoys college and doesn't want to leave college. Like, maybe they have the full understanding of what the NBA is, 82-game schedule, this is real life, professional, college is fun, man.
I,
College was fun for you.
I,
College was fun for me. I can't imagine how fun it is for these darn players. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
we did a victory lap ourselves.
that's what I mean. So, like, that's a good point. Honestly, that's a good point for everybody that it took 5 years to finish college and that's just, like it's yeah. I mean, I get why you would want to stay at the same time, but top 10, you have to go.
Okay.
Basically, top 15,
So you're
maybe even
saying he's
top
gone.
15.
You're saying he's gone.
He's gone 100%, million percent. He's gone.
Okay.
No chance. No chance. But like the fears level is the one where it's like 6'2", point guard, got 2 years left of college basketball. Like that might be the two biggest years of earnings he has in his life. Fears these next 2 years.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like the sad truth is he has to maximize it. Like it sucks. Sorry, people. Like
Yeah.
like your point guard is gonna make a lot of money next year if he's at Michigan State or if he's someplace else. Like, but he's gonna make a lot of money. I have heard
Okay.
to ease this, to leave it on a good note, I have heard that Izzo essentially has blank checks to retain these players.
Oh,
So
dang. Okay.
keep that, not reporting that, but maybe we need to cut that, but that's a thing.
I would love to be handed a blank check at any point in my life.
Ugh. Well, so the quote was, this is going to air in a little bit, but the quote yesterday was after Michigan State lost, Izzo's like, yeah, I'm going to the portal. But then he quickly explained, me going to the portal is going to every single one of my current players and retaining them. So maybe that's I read that quote a couple times. I was trying to figure it out. And maybe he's just saying kind of what I was just saying, where, these guys are in the portal and he has to re-recruit them and make them his own.
Yeah.
Or he's going to say, hey, let's sit down. I got this blank check,
How do we make this work?
let's be this much reasonable,
Yeah.
this much.
Yeah.
Like we can get you paid, Jeremy. Yeah, we gotta cut some of this. We can't. Yeah, I can't. We can't. We can't get.
Uh,
I'm not supposed to talk college basketball, Hoy.
hey,
Gosh darn it!
you brought it in. I didn't even lead into that one.
I wanted to talk like my right now. I told myself I wouldn't talk about the games, and this I thought wasn't the games, but next thing I know, Jeremy's gonna be back playing college basketball. He's probably not gonna go pro, so it sucks. It's easier to talk about the guys I know are gonna be pros next year.
It's all right. I'll save you with some just little nonsense here. Let's go into some dad talk because before I educate our generation with the current kids lingos, I want to go into so I saw my wife going through some flashcards with my son, and they got into numbers and they started counting. If I told you to count to 5, how would you do it on your fingers? Like when you were teaching Soph and Mads, like how did you go about doing it with your hands?
Oh man, I would use one hand, so it
Yep,
would
yep,
be
yep. Let me see.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth one's the thumb.
Maybe I'm crazy. Is that how you were
So
taught in school?
I start with the pointer finger. So anybody listening on Spotify or not watching on YouTube, I started with my pointer finger as 1, and then went to my middle finger as 2, and then worked my way down. My pinky was 4, and then thumb was 5.
But what I need to emphasize is at 3, he's essentially got his pinky and his thumb down, and they're like almost touching. That's what he's going for here.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
I agree. And when I'm working the job that I don't talk about, I don't do that. I'm here. So that would
And
be
that's where I'm
33.
at. I go down from
That
the
would be
thumb, or
33.
well, even if I'm counting
Yeah.
up, even I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So start from the thumb and just run across my hand, index finger,
Oh, I never do
middle
that. So
finger.
that's your 3?
This is
You're
my
telling me
3. Even
your
what?
3 is thumb, pointer, middle?
Yes.
Dog, you're a serial killer.
Am I? That's what I'm saying. Am I the weird one? Because now you and Laura are on the same page. So now I feel I feel
No,
wrong.
you're not weird. You're a serial killer.
But
Like, there's another level to
this
this.
is just too hard to have your pinky and your thumb touching. Like I don't understand. I don't understand that.
Boy, that made me nervous. What did you just do? That was like worse than a gang sign. That was wild.
No, but like even kids nowadays, I love it because they're hitting the 3 and then they're coming up and doing the bow and arrow, but they got the 3s up and they're going like this, and I'm like, it makes sense.
You're
This
right
is
about
great.
that. So when you turn it horizontally, you turn that sideways, That's what makes it okay.
No, but you would be out here like this then is what I'm hearing. You'd be
Whoa. Well, yeah, but
that's what you'd be
I
doing.
was back in the day. I mean,
You would be
that's
holding
you're
the
looking
your
like you're from the
W's
'90s,
up.
bro.
See, this
You're
is
looking like you're
W
from the
for me.
'90s doing
If you're
that.
ever doing this, that's automatically a W.
The problem is, I
This is
think
3.
all of these are all gang signs. Is the problem? We Josh is gonna have to blur this whole thing.
But on that note, I learned a fun trick just recently. Apparently, you can do multiples of 9 all the way up like 1 to 10 just with your hands, and it's like a simple trick. Wait, is my hand reversed if I do this? Or
You need to be good at my side job right now.
is it reversed for you, or does it look right?
Yeah. So you want your right hand to be the first number and your left hand to be the second number.
Okay. Right hand. So this is 1 on your side, and then you see
Yep.
8 fingers up on the left.
Exactly right.
Okay. Okay. So if you put your first pinky down on your right hand, right, then you see 9
Mhm.
fingers up. So 1 times 9 is 9. Then you go to your next finger. 2 times 9 is 18. You'll see 1 on this side and then 8 fingers up on this side. So you can do, and then you can go all the way up your finger. 27. What am I even doing? 36,
So so
45.
so
But you can go all
well,
the
you
way up.
struggle through that.
Yeah, yeah. So you can go all the way up, but you can basically do multiples of 9, 1 through 10, on your hand just by moving your finger down, and the remaining fingers will tell you what it equals. And I thought that was a
I
fun little
have
trick.
heard that. I have seen that. I did not use that. So I don't know if they were not teaching that back in the day. I never saw anybody back in the day do that. It was more of a recent thing I saw somebody do that.
Mm.
But what they taught us was the nines are easy because the two numbers of multiples of 9, they equal 9. So maybe that has something to do with what your hands were doing there. But yeah, like 18, 1 plus 8 equals 9, 27, 2 plus 7 equals 9, 36, 3 plus 6 equals 9. Those are all your multiples of 9. Um, no, 9. What did I just say? Did I just get that one
No,
wrong?
no,
Yeah, no, I
I
had
think
that
you're
right.
good. But
Yeah. No, I had that right. Yeah, 918. Yeah. So either way, yeah, no, that's how that works. Yeah. So that's how I knew it. So that's why nines were easy for me, was that those two numbers always equal 9. Yeah.
I see. That makes sense too. Hey, we learn something
Yeah.
new every day, and I learned it at age 34. But for anyone else who have kids and want to teach their kids these fun little tricks, math doesn't apparently need to be rocket science, and you can just use your hands.
Nines are easy, people. Multiples of nines are easy.
uh,
Twos, fives, and nines. Twos, fives, and nines are easy.
2s, 5s, 9s. All right, yeah. I'm on board with that. I'm on board. I also taught my son something fun recently on accident. I didn't even realize I was saying this. But we're gonna get into Gen Z slang now and see how many of these you can guess right.
I
All
can't
right.
believe you keep coming up with so many of these.
That's what I'm here for. I got you. We're only gonna do 3. So we'll see how many of these you can get. But the first one kind of leads into my story. Do you know what the word "saibao" means? And we'll do this like spelling bee style. You can ask for spelling. You can ask for
So
sentence.
just hearing you say it, I'm gonna guess the country of origin is somewhere in Asia. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, actually, that's a pretty fun guess. The word I'll use is fun there.
That's not an answer. You just said my this was that's a, I guess I'm asking you, is that
Oh, no,
correct? Or
it has nothing to do with Asia.
just you have an Asian background and so you said it in an Asian way? Is that
No. So, are you asking for a sentence? Is that what I'm hearing?
I guess, yeah, you use it in a sentence if you could.
Okay, so my mom told me to clean up my toys after playing before dinner, and I said "Sai bao."
It means so many things. Like, you're hoping it doesn't mean F you. I guess, like, or a version of that.
Yep,
So,
I'm gonna let you take a stab at
w
it. Is that your guess, or what's your guess?
well, my guess is that it's negative because no kid wants to clean up their toys. Like nobody's like, "Thank you, Dad, for allowing me to pick up my toys right now." So that cannot be the meaning of that. So yeah, it's some version of bleep you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's an acronym. So Sybau is
Oh
spelled
my gosh.
SYBAU. Now, let me see you take a second stab at what that could mean. It's an acronym.
E- S. It,
SYBAU, and I'm only gonna give you like 5 seconds.
if S is suck, then this is over.
It's not suck. I will give you that. It's not
Okay,
suck.
then tell me what it is. I bet
It's
you.
gonna be shut your bitch ass up.
That's just as bad. It's not any better than what I was.
No, you were on the right trail. You basically nailed it, but it is very negative, and kids are indeed. I have heard my Laura's cousin. I've heard their kids say that. So I was like, I know what that means, dude. You probably should stop saying that before you get your butt whooped here.
So say it again because I like the way you said it.
Saibao.
The word.
Saibao.
See what?
See, that
Yeah.
almost sounds
See,
like you're asking for like some sort of like pastry in Asia or something. That's why I
that's
said
what.
you had a fun guess with Asia because
Yeah.
bao in Chinese is bread, right? So
Like I could totally see a kid just being goofy and saying it like that
mhm.
to their parents, "Sai bao," and then like but in their head they're like, "F you, gotcha."
Yeah, thankfully Joa has no idea what it means, but he thought it was fun to say too. And Laura was talking to him and he just kept going, "Sai bao, sai bao."
That's hilarious, and this is the best one you've done so far, in my
Oh,
opinion. I like this one. I'm gonna write it down.
all
Sai
right.
bao.
Well,
Hopefully Katie's not listening.
oh man. Just
Oh, that's the Jordan Peele. That's the Key and Peele skit.
Oh, yeah. You said it though, right? You said it though?
Yeah, no, I said it. I'm gonna check back in next week. I'm telling you, I'm gonna.
Oh, man. Alright. So, I'll give you an asterisk for that one. I think you're on the right trail. So, you get half a point on that
Half
one.
point? Yes,
The
yes.
next one here is aura.
Your aura. Yeah,
Aura.
you're.
AURA is the spelling.
I'm terrible at spelling, but like aura's a thing. Your aura, like you have an aura about you. Like who's a terrible example for this? I don't know. Angel Reese has an aura about her. Like who has an aura? Steph Curry has an aura about him. Like Nick Cage has an aura about him. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
Like yeah,
Okay.
like the
So you're taking it as, like, the literal term of aura almost, right?
it's the only thing I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Okay. No, I'll give you a half point for this one as well. But yes, the kids use it in sentences like, "Yo, he's aura farming right now," which means like he's leveling up. He's got the vibe and he's leveling up. That's what he's doing.
Aura forming
So
right now.
aura, as
No,
in
that I
like,
wouldn't.
yeah, like he's got good vibes. He's got good vibes. He's got some. You're right on point with the whole Angel Reese thing. I would say it's more context based, but yeah, you'll hear aura farming, and he's got max aura. Those are the way they use it.
Oh, the aura farming just I don't know why stuck me in the heart. I don't know what something about
Is it a
that.
little cringe? A
That
little cringe?
the old yes, the old man. It's the old man cringe. You hear that, and it's like, oh, I am so disconnected. Like I have no chance.
Yep. Yeah. So that would be like our, I guess if millennials were to say like leveling up, like I don't even know if like we said that, but that would be my closest thing to it.
No, we were vibing, I guess, is
Yeah.
what we were doing, or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. So that's that one. I actually don't mind it. It took me a while to get used to. I'm not gonna lie. When I heard kids say aura farming or like, oh, you got max aura, or they'll also do it in like points, like, yo, you just got like 10,000 aura, as in like, yo,
That's crazy.
yeah, like that
I
was cool.
yeah.
You just got some brownie points for that.
I feel like I've heard max aura, and I probably didn't even know what it meant.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's move on to the last one here. We got mogging.
Nothing. I give me an hour, I won't even get close. Mogging?
Yep.
Unless it's mugging.
Nope.
Unless you're walking
Mogging.
through a park and somebody's gonna, beat you.
So it
Take
sounds
the
like
money.
you're looking for spelling or on this one. You're looking for spelling.
No, I mean, I think it's mugging just with a O, not a U, right?
There you go, mogging. Yep, you nailed it.
Well, that doesn't help. Sure. I mean,
All right.
cool.
Let's put it this way. The Delta Chi president was mogging at the
It
frat
got so
party.
much worse. That's so much worse. That's such a good and bad example all at the same time.
That was
Like,
off the dome.
you
I
could
didn't
be
know where to go. I didn't know where to go.
he could be doing a million things. Mogging, like, is he just so okay, so now I'll go like gogging, so like he's in the corner, like looking and being weird.
I wish that was the case. No, but it's like to just look better than everyone else, like to outshine, to be more confident. I think the definition I saw was to dominate or outshine others in physical appearance, fitness, or confidence.
What's the origin of this? I can't get this word
So
to match what you're saying.
I don't. I, I did almost no research, but I think it comes from AMOG, which is an acronym from Alpha Male of Group. So you're just saying you're like the big dog in the house, and that shortened up into Mog, and then it's turned into mogging. So now when people are like flexing out at the gym or whatever, or they're trying to look their best for a party or something, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he's mogging. He's mogging." And I heard connotation can be good and bad, so it's all based on context. So be ready for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's like basically fraternities in general, right? I mean, it's
Yeah,
yeah. You did a good job with yeah, I mean, this
there you
is
go.
very fraternity, college.
I thought you were gonna say
Yes.
educational, and that's the whole point of this segment.
Oh, for other people, for me, it's I guess educational. Um, yeah, yeah, Google AI basically is saying you did a good job explaining it. Yeah, you
Hell
nailed it.
yeah, hey, that's what I'm here for. Then that's what I'm here for, just to be the people's person. Oh
Mm.
yes, but glad I could share that knowledge with everyone. That's it. That's all for what I had today. You got any last minute quips or anything you want to throw in?
Gosh, so the only thing I have, and I buried it at the end, and Katie's gonna kill me, was a story that so you're having kids, we are of the age to have kids where people are still, asking us if we're having kids and blah blah blah. And so we have two girls, and so the joke would be, well, let's tell them how to make a boy. This is what people
Mm,
just talk to us,
okay.
that have
Okay.
two young
Yep.
girls that are still of the age. It's
Yep.
and so basically, and my wife really, Katie really subscribes to this theory now that I'll say the punchline and I'll explain it more. But essentially, slow swimmers make boys. And now here's what I mean by that. So
Hmm.
if somebody has not, we're going to use proper terms here. If a male hasn't orgasmed in a while, there will be a larger orgasm at that moment versus if he
Blast radius is
orgasms
much bigger. Okay.
it's sure, absolutely. Versus if he orgasmed 4 times in a day, that fourth one would not have the same effect as the first one, essentially. Now, that theory being the fourth one would produce more boys because the swimmers are slower, and boys are just mentally slower than girls. Slow
Mm,
swimmers make boys,
okay. Okay.
is the advice. I think I explained it enough.
Now I'm trying to do the math here. Is this implying anything?
Well, I told you we have 2 girls at ages 2 and 4 right now, and so when people hear that and, they ask, "Are you done?" And, "Are you done?"
Yeah.
And,
So
nobody's
so
had surgery yet, and, like, everybody's still healthy, so,
mhm.
like, it's still possible. And so then they immediately wanna tell you how to make boys, because assuming that's what you want.
Yeah.
And my wife is like, no, I've raised 2 girls, I would love a third. Would be great,
Oh,
actually."
okay. That's the wavelength she's on. All right, I love it.
That if we were to have another one, I do believe, and like the universe let her choose for some reason.
Uh-huh.
I think she would click the girl button over the boy. I do. I think she would
Mm.
go 3. I do.
All right, where are you at on this?
Oh, just I would obviously click the boy button. I
Yeah.
mean, we already have 2 girls, and I am a boy,
So
so,
you're
like,
you're making a lot of bathroom stops. Here is what I'm
so,
hearing.
just telling you, slow swimmers apparently make boys. Is I buried it at the end,
All
and
right.
that now is officially
Th-
all I got.
that is how we will close this episode today. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We're not sure when this one will air, but this one will be dropping soon, and so we're excited to share with you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Adios.
Bye.
Alarm clock rings before the sun. Another day already begun. Lunch boxes, backpacks, missing shoes. Cartoons instead of morning news. Coffee's cold, but the love runs deep. Promises that we try to keep. We're fixing bikes and broken toys. Raising girls and raising boys. We wouldn't trade it for the world, but every now and then we need a turn. Leave the kids, go have a beer. Even daddy needs a break a few times a year. We're superheroes without a cape, but we love nights out to stay up late. Talk some sports, laugh too loud, forget the bills and the noisy crowd. We love our life, make no mistake, but even daddy needs a break. Saturday morning, soccer fields, Band-Aid snacks and steering wheels, bedtime stories every night, monster trucks and spooky lights. We're the jungle gyms and taxi rides, the don't tell mom and the daddy vibes, living on snacks and dad joke gold, running on Celsius and nursery rhymes. We're proud of every little scar, but sometimes dads just need a bar. Leave the kids, go have a beer. Even daddy needs a break a few times a year. We're superheroes without a cape, but we love nights out to stay up late. Talk some sports, laugh too loud, forget the bills and the noisy crowd. We love our life, make no mistake, but even daddy needs a break. Yeah, we'll be back before the morning light, ready to coach and do bedtime right, fix the sink and build the toys, be the heroes for our girls and boys. But tonight we're just some dads, trading stories we never had, laughing loud, letting it out. That's what brotherhood's about. Leave the kids, go have a beer. Even daddy needs a break a few times a year. We're superheroes without a cape, but we love one night out to stay up late. Turn it up, let the words fade. Two tired dads on a podcast stage. Life gets loud, but we celebrate, 'cause even daddy needs a break. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be back again, coaching teams to let loose. But tonight it's just a couple dads, disgruntled losers with some booze. And if you're listening and feeling the weight, pull up a chair, crack one with your mates, 'cause raising kids is a beautiful ride. So we'll be back every Sunday night.